Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler somewhere. And it is Wednesday, which is Hump Day. And I'm not even gonna, there's nothing sexy about this voice right now. So we're not even gonna go there. So as you can see, it is day 7. And I'm still sick as fuck. So I got out of bed for you guys just to do this podcast. So hope you enjoy. And Tyler and my puppy there, what do we got on the docket today?
So, Rebel News was able to get some information regarding Canada and its unwavering support to the World Economic Forum, which, oddly enough, everyone was saying was just a conspiracy theory. This wasn't true. Canada isn't supporting this. Well, we now have documents saying that, yes, Canada, in fact, through the guise of COVID-19, and that, I'm not saying that COVID-19 is fake, but in using the pandemic in order to enact this great reset, Justin Trudeau himself came out and said that COVID is a great opportunity for us to reimagine Canada, to fundamentally change Canada. So we have a bunch of documents regarding that. Also, there's a big thing on with Libs of Tik Tok and some woke journalists, some journalist is as some people have called her. Not me, frankly. I would never call, but some people have called her a journalist.
So in other words,
Oh,
it belongs in the pisser. Is that it? Is that the
yeah,
the
yeah,
comedy of it? Okay.
yeah. She's just yeah. So we're gonna look into that, and it's well, whatever. I'll just say hypocrisy, hypocrisy. The word of the day. And this is why when so many people get called out is because they'll say, what I do is okay, but when other people do it back to me, is it's not okay. So a lot of real creepy shit with this journalist has been going on. So we're gonna look into that a little bit. Outside of that, I guess whatever we get into. But of course, we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify. So, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to us, leave a thumbs, share this with your friends if you learned something. You're on Rumble, hit that Rumble button. If you're on Spotify or, Google Pop, whatever the fuck they call it. I can't remember what they call it. Google Play Podcast, something. That thing. Leave us a review. Hit us 5 stars, share it.
Yeah, if
Of
you want me to
course,
get over COVID faster, then you need to share this and give us thumbs up and stuff. That'll help make me feel better a lot faster.
so okay. I'm gonna put a pin in that. So of course, anything that that we have references to, it'll always be available in the description below. So, with before we get underway with the World Economic Forum, with you having COVID, does it feel justified to shut down the country, to put people out of business, to all the measures that were taken? Was it justified? Do you feel justified in doing that?
I don't know how to answer that. I have many thoughts. Okay, with the way that everything was shut down, maybe no.
No,
Um,
I am asking for how you are feeling. Does it justify shutting down the entire country?
no, but
But of course, you and your fucking fence sitting.
no, shut up. I don't know. Like I wonder if I didn't get the vaccine, if it would be much worse. I mean,
I
I
mean,
have
flu shot.
well, yeah, yeah. If I didn't get the COVID flu shot, if blah, 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 how much worse this could potentially be. Now, if it's, the people who are getting sent to hospitals and stuff like that, no, it's not good. But the realism of that is people get sent to hospitals with just your regular flu. Like your regular flu can be very
Yeah.
detrimental and deadly. So, I mean, we don't shut down the entire world for that. So do I think that we should have shut down the entire world for this? No. I think that no, I know that this is taking me longer to get over than the flu that I've had before. I mean, this is day 7 and I still feel pretty shitty. The only thing that has really, changed is my fever broke. Other than that, I
Mhm.
still have all the same symptoms and I still feel like shit. So, um, it is taking more time for my body to get over this. It's a little rougher. Um, but I mean, taking that time to isolate isolate yourself or just stay at home and get better, I think is needed. Shutting down an entire country for it, I still don't think it is. I still think that was way too far. I understand in the beginning, people didn't know what this was. And, people are dying and everybody's in a panic. And I can understand it in the beginning, the 2 weeks to flatten that curve. And then once more and more science started coming out about how the vaccine, isn't really a vaccine, it's just
The
a
shot.
flu shot that and, it just you're gonna get it no matter what, and you just have to people are gonna have to learn how to fight through it, and their immune systems have to build up. Once that was determined, I think things should have been opened up. I think the fact that things have, stayed closed, I think is ridiculous, and to be completely honest, like, yes, I have it right now when I was around anybody who like, when the kids got sick and I had to run out, it wasn't determined that they had COVID yet, but I went and I got some tests and whatnot and some, um, groceries and this and that, but I masked. I sanitized and I masked before I went in there, and I am definitely one of those people
Okay.
who, when they go into stores, I don't wear masks, right? Once the mask thing lifted, I don't. But because I knew that I was around people who were sick, I didn't wanna potentially get anybody else sick. It was for somebody else's safety. So, I made sure that I stayed away from people and whatever, like, I just did what I could do. Now, I have a big fear that with this, like, it is very catchy, clearly, I've noticed that. Um, it started with our oldest kid, and he was around, a bunch of us, and about 6 of us got no, 7 of us got sick just from being around him for a couple hours, so, I mean, it is very catchy, but again, with all of us who have gotten sick, I think I've had it probably the worst. Some of our friends, I think, had it pretty close to what I did, but a little better.
Mhm.
Um, but what I fear is that okay, so they lifted up the mask mandates and all the other mandates and stuff like that, and you still have people who
Where?
complain and well, like in Winnipeg, like there wasn't mask mandates and stuff like that. Like if you wanted to wear it, you can. There's certain buildings, doctors' offices where you still had to wear them. It was still mandatory, but for the most part, like it wasn't masks were no longer mandatory. You could go shopping and stuff like that without masks. I could go to work without a mask. Um, and then even the um if you're around somebody who has COVID, you don't have to self-isolate for that 14 days anymore. You take a test. If you're negative, carry on. So, I mean, there has been a lot of stuff that has been lifted. However, I have a feeling, this is just my little spidey senses tingling here. I have a feeling that with more cases coming, even though, I have it right now, I think that they're going to attempt at bringing back the mask mandates again. I think they're gonna be like, "See, we removed the mandates because you guys were bitching and complaining about it, and now look what happened. Our numbers are skyrocketing through the roof." Which is really funny because you don't there's isn't even places where you really go get tested anymore. Like, you use the rapid tests or I mean, there are the tests if you're going to the hospital or whatever that they can give you, but for the most part, like, a lot of those, um, drive-up places or whatever, they've been shut down, right? And they've
Well,
been
and I was gonna say, even like CTV just came out recently and said, "Oh, the rapid tests aren't accurate. They're actually quite inaccurate." Yeah, That's what people have been saying. These rapid tests aren't effective. They give you false positives constantly.
Now, exactly. And the thing is, like, when our oldest got it, like, I was kinda like, "Oh, okay." And then our youngest, it said positive, and I'm like, "Okay." And then I did the test twice, and it came back negative, and it wasn't until, I lost my taste that when I did the test, it came back positive. So and I mean, the losing of the taste isn't something that's really, it's not a common thing with other flus and colds, like, that doesn't happen. So
Mhm.
the Omnicorp one is the only one that I've ever seen where people lose their taste. So I have COVID. There's no doubt about it. I really do. Like, I feel
All
it's
right, but
very
okay, but so that very long-winded statement of shutting down the entire world for this wasn't necessary. It caused record inflation, record unemployment.
yeah,
Uh, but
yeah, I
so
agree. I agree. And like I said, my fear is just that they're going to be bringing it back. I really do fear that that is going to happen.
well, and that's always been the thing is, well, let's case counts mean nothing.
Well, yeah, they don't, but see, that's where I was going to, is that they're not even counting that anymore. Like once they stop doing the testing sites,
Hi,
like, uh, ho-
hi.
what was that about? Oh,
Or my
um,
my vape juice.
I thought you were saying hi to somebody at the door or something.
No.
Okay. Um, anyway, um, I forgot what I was saying now.
Well, but just in terms of shutting everything down with the case counts.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the
That
case counts. Sorry, yeah, that's where I was going with that. Like, when they stopped doing all of the testing in locations and they just started, like, telling people to do rapid tests, it's not like you gotta, like, call in someplace and be like, "Yo, I got COVID." And they keep numbers. Like, they don't keep track of numbers anymore, so I don't even know how they could even be like, "Oh, there's a record," or whatever, that there's a jump in cases or something like that. Like, how are you even gonna know?
well, cases to be fair really mean nothing. I think it should be more based in the severity of kind of what's going on. Like, are people being hospitalized from it? It's so weird how they're now saying, well, there's a big difference in people that were admitted because of COVID and people that were admitted to the hospital um, with COVID, and that has become a very separate thing. Like,
Yeah,
people are saying, like, oh, they people have COVID, and that's not why they're here. They're here because they have a broken bone, or they're getting tests done, or whatever. So,
yeah.
okay, so let's look at this one from Rebel News. So they say the documents obtained through access to information filings are high level briefing notes to the Minister of Global Affairs Canada, at the time Chrystia Freeland, for the Great Reset meeting at the World Economic Forum that took place on December 8th in 2020. The leaders wanted to strengthen global cooperation, re-globalize equitably, re-globalize equitably. I could rebuilding sustainability, deepen public private partnerships, increase global resilience, promote peace and security, and promote gender equality? In what countries? Like, Saudi Arabia, where women are literally prisoned for trying to drive? The response to COVID 19 must not, therefore, be allowed to reproduce or perpetuate existing social norms that fuel inequalities and social unrest. What inequalities? In terms of, like, in Western nations, maybe in your shitty, backwards countries. Oh, that one, okay. I'm not opposed to that, but shouldn't we kind of fix, like, any issues that we're having on a grand scale? Like, I don't see I don't see the absolute significance of it. Like, you see how much money is poured into a lot of countries, and it does nothing.
Yeah.
This applies to the online sphere, notably as technology has come to permeate everyday life at an accelerated pace in places than was the case before. We also need to build back greener, whatever that means, by using this moment to advance climate adaptation and mitigation objectives. Preservation of environment and biodiversity, including building more resilient supply chains and promoting green transition. It is time to shift to a greener way of thinking about economic growth and understanding that building back better requires us to build back greener. Just as environmentally conscious policies and practices are prerequisites to sustainable development, so is achieving gender equality. What? This is like AOC's fucking Green New Deal. How is gender equality? Okay. How like how does gender equality and environmentalism intertwine?
I have
It's
no idea.
social and public private partnerships. That's the definition of fascism. The definition of fascism is when the government and private corporations get together to regulate, to force the serfs to do what they need them to do. That is fascism. They're literally calling for an overthrow to capitalism, for a communist revolution. That is what they are asking for. It's a command economy. That's what they want to do. They want to get rid of capitalism and then have the fucking audacity. You know, Elon, like, this shows time and time and time again, overwhelmingly, the a massive leap in technology, in improving people's lives, has come from capitalism, from a meritocracy, for where the cream of the crop rises to the top. It didn't come from communism because everyone is fucking starved. Everyone isn't incentivized to do great. Elon Musk is a great mind of our time, an absolute genius of our time. And that is undeniable. For you to say otherwise, you're either lying to yourself or you're retarded. And to be fair, I'll probably think you're just retarded.
I agree. I was just thinking that same thing. My dog
Like,
agrees.
so much has come out of the Western civilization. You know, in terms of Canada, we invented penicillin. We had, marvels in manufacturing, in vehicle production, in flight. In the States, they have countless number of things that they have created that have benefited the world. Revolutionizing medical inventions, medical procedures. In Canada, like, look at the things that have been invented. And to be fair, a lot of them are by Jews, so I don't know. But you cannot deny what Western civilization, what a capitalist society has achieved. Is there corruption? You'd be ignorant to think otherwise. And that is what I'm not about. I am not about corporatism. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with all the pandering and all this stupid shit. Just make something good. Make high quality stuff that people are proud to buy. I would love to buy stuff that says made in Canada. I can't.
Right? That would be nice. I would too. And I miss I like the quality things too, right? Like I remember back in the day, um, when I first started working, I bought myself a $600 stereo. Now, this thing was like the shit back then. And I was so disappointed because like a couple years down the road, like the thing was shit. Like
Yeah.
the cassette player stopped working. The CDs were I had like a bunch of different I think there was like held 5 discs or something like that. That all started getting messed up and just like what the hell? But then my parents have this like record player, cassette player thing that they've had longer than I've been born and the damn thing still worked. The TV,
Yeah.
which is as old as I was, still worked. It was still perfect. Like they
Yeah.
used to make things for quality and now it's just all um call it? Disposable.
Disposable.
Yeah.
Well, they're even talking about cars are being disposable. And I've said my semi in 3 years, this thing, $250,000 is a rolling piece of shit. 5 years is a life expectancy. So, and that's a lot of what you're seeing. Like people are talking about environment. Why? Okay, so even to continue, so is achieving gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. Intersectional gender-based analysis are critical to ensuring that our actions have maximum effectiveness and impact. Intersectional gender-based analysis are critical. Maybe a little gender theory, a little critical gender theory. Is that what's going on here? I don't know. I I don't have an absolute idea, but I have a very my inclination is that this is what this is geared towards, especially when they're not talking about, seeking in resources or methods that are safer for the environment. If they were serious, again, if they were actually serious, they would be talking about nuclear, one of the safest things in the world. I know, crazy statement, right? It is one of the safest things in the world. It is one of the cleanest energy forms that we have. But what are we going to do? Oh, well, we need to have solar. Okay, well, solar, what happens when it's cloudy? What happens in the places that don't get it? Well, we need to have wind. Well, what about when the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And what are you going to do?
Even in California, where they have like 3 rainy days a year, and they still have power issues.
3 rainy days a year.
So, but no joke. Seriously, it's like 3 rain. Look it up. California gets like 3 days of rain a year.
Oh, that would suck. I would not like that at all. See, yeah, I definitely would not want to live in California or England. England is like too much rain. People suffer from like depression and shit like that there. And then California, if there is no rain, I love the rain. I love me a good thunderstorm.
But how does this make sense? How does empowering women achieve some type of economic revolution? Like, and I ask seriously because I'm trying to understand how is just focus on women, because there are great women inventors. I don't know any because I'm just being a dick. But okay, but seriously, there are fantastic women inventors. Like that's the thing. I don't look at like a man and go, oh well, he obviously it's a man that thought of this, because men are better than women. On the whole, men are also smarter than women. They're also dumber than women. So the smartest people in the world are men, and the dumbest people in the world are men. It's a fact. It is a known fact. Yeah. So men are just broader. Women tend to be actually smarter than men on average. So shut up. But I'm trying to understand this. Like maybe trying to put initiatives in countries, say like Saudi Arabia, or like how many other places in like Middle East or in China where they literally think women are a detriment to society. I don't understand that line of thinking. Like I try to understand it. Like the only reason why I'm here, why you're here, why you listening are here is because you came out of some woman's vagina. Oh, it just says, and the empowerment of all women and girls. So there's still this stigma, and this is coming from a Western civilization where, of course, we talk about the gender pay gap, which is completely debunked, has no credibility whatsoever. It's just like the whole autism argument. Now, like, this is one thing that kind of pisses me off. With the COVID stuff and all this stuff, Christians come out. The Christians come out in full force saying, this is what, God has done X, Y, and Z, and it's just This is why I can't stand Christians, and I can't stand any ideologies at all. I can't. Like, I don't understand what God has to do with anything, and I don't understand the dogma of, you know, to the point of maps, minor attracted people are a part of the LGBT fucking alphabet soup community. Oh, that reminds me. Question of the day. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a piece of shit is Taylor Lorenz, and why is it 10? Let me know in the comments below. We'll get into who this person is. Oh, well, no, but so we have a bunch of the documents, and Rebel News had released them. If you want, like I said, everything will be linked in the description. I encourage you read it for yourself. But there was one section. If you look under rebuilding equitably, the pandemic and our urgent need for action and support of global recovery provides us a unique opportunity to unlock the power of innovation to reglobalize equitably. Indeed, innovation is a key development tool that could boost economies. We also need to build back, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? The pandemic has exposed vulnerabilities in our international system, shedding light on where we can build back better and what is needed to ensure a future where no one is left behind. That's weird because a lot of people are being left behind by this. In any communist place, one thing they are good at is mass death. That is one thing they thrive at. They're
It's
so good at it.
disturbing.
Canada views the 2030 Agenda as a comprehensive framework for responding to and recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic and building more resilient, inclusive, I don't know what that word means, and sustainable societies that can help prevent and better withstand future crises, and shocks. So it's interesting that a lot of this stuff is being brought up, and everyone is saying, no, we mostly agree on this. But I don't think that it should come from a governmental position. If you want to go do that in China, you want to go do that in Russia, fuck off to those places and go do it. Go to your communist utopias and go do it there. Yay. Okay. If you scroll down to page 6, so rebuild sustainably. The pandemic has exposed vulnerabilities in our international system, shedding light on where we can build back better and what is needed. Okay, wait, did I do this twice? Might have done that twice. Oh, maybe I did by accident. Okay, no, that's what I was looking at reading. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Intersectional gender-based analysis are critical to ensuring that our actions have maximum effectiveness and impact. Initiatives that include or discriminate only further exacerbate any already dire situation and further risk hard-won developmental gains. Where's the discrimination coming? Like, from what side is it coming, from the right or from the left? Like, I honestly, to be fair, I look at both sides and both of you fucking discriminate quite equally. It's just at this time I seem to side more with the right, even though I am more traditional libertarian. Like, fuck off, leave me alone. Like, that's what I want. But people just keep God damn it, they keep fucking talking. So no, I would, yeah. Like, I don't I want the I don't like the government being involved in all this stuff, and it's the bigger push. And you've seen, in the States, how, well, surprise surprise, the government or the courts down there said that the mask and vax passports for the U.S. citizens is unconstitutional and was struck down. So Canada is the only place in the world that has vax passports in order to travel within Canada. So by plane, train, or bus, only place. And the big argument at the time was, well, the U.S. has already has it implemented, so it only makes sense that we do. Like, what's the point? You're fighting for one side and it's on the other. So now what's the argument? Oh, well, I actually, to be fair, I don't know what the argument is. I don't know. If you're able to elaborate, please tell me, because I don't know what the argument is now. Your argument's dead. Oh boy. No, but this is all pushing towards globalization. And again, I'm not necessarily opposed to it. If it was a democracy, not this not even a utopia, this egalitarian, this technocracy, you're seeing more and more push towards a technocracy. That is everything is being ruled by leaders, experts in their field. What, did you Kevin Hart me? What, a technocracy? But a technocracy is just where people are ruled by experts. So if you have, say, you have a panel of doctors, and well, he's a specialist in cardiology. He's a specialist in orthotics, and so those are the people that would make those decisions. So in terms, say, of energy, well, he's an energy expert, so he writes energy policy, and then that goes towards everyone else. That's a technocracy, the elite, the oligarchs. Oh, and you're seeing it more and more. They're pushing it more and more and more. We got to get in your bedroom. We got to get inside of you. We got to do all this. We can't help, but we have to just keep controlling everything. Like I've said before, pulling those levers. Oh, the housing market. Oh, it's there's not enough houses. Well, let's tweak that. Oh, there's what about food? Oh, we need to tweak that lever. And oh, immigration. Well, let's tweak. Oh, we want more people here, so let's put that one up. Well, okay, but new builds. Well, there are a lot of standards in order to build a house, especially a multi-residential facility. So, well, we got to make sure that that's right. So, let's tweak that one. Oh, energy independence. Fuck that. No, let's turn that one right off. Let's depend on other places entirely. Manufacturing? Fuck that. Fucking rip that handle right off. We don't need that. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It's incredible that some fucking idiot, Hey Arnold and his fucking football head has to dictate policy that he doesn't fucking give a shit about. Like, he just has to stick his fucking fingers in there. You just can't fucking. Hey Arnold, get out, stop. Just, man, But this is for everything. You're told what you can and cannot do. Well, you want to leave your home? Well, you need to have the right piece of paper. Oh, you want to, well, and with this digital ID coming that we talked about last time, the digital ID, Canada has joined in on this digital ID.
Frightens me.
Unreal. They just have to fucking stick their fucking fingers into everything. I've never seen a place in my fucking life where a business has to go, I need to micromanage you more. What? You're doing a good job? Well, you could do it even better. Here, let's just get that blood out of that stone. We can do it. Come on, a little bit more. Like, fuck off.
The government reminds me of Charmaine.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. No, would you, what, do I need to get you a fucking stethoscope and shove it up my ass so you can fucking see which way I fucking lean when I fart? Like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, they need to know, man. They need to know, right or left.
Unfucking believable. Shut up, Taylor, you fucking whiny.
No. Mm-mm. No. Hell no. I refuse. No.
Right.
Whoa.
Oh, I guess.
Whoa, dude. Watch with the wordage, hey? I mean.
Is there anything that you want to say?
No, you shocked me when you slapped me with that word.
All right. Okay, so I guess with that, I'm so tired of government constantly. They screw up more and more. And what do they get? They give themselves 3 raises in 3 years. More people have been put in poverty. More people can't afford to pay their bills. Oh, we're going to raise taxes, though. Let's not leave anyone behind. Because you know what they're doing? They raise taxes. What do? They give it to the poor people because they're too stupid in order to figure it out. Women are too stupid. Women need to be pushed into more fields, more scientific fields. Well, despite all the funding that has gone into STEM and pushing women into STEM, the numbers aren't matching up. As per funding, women just aren't doing it. But this is the idea of a communist country is, well, this is your job now. We're going to give you more money. Well, we're going to incentivize you more. So we'll actually make it so women make more money than men, even though potentially they're not doing it as well. They're not willing to work as hard. They aren't willing to sacrifice as much as men. That's what men tend to do. They will give up everything. They will work harder. They will work longer. They will work more dangerous jobs on average. So you want to talk about equality? How about we get more women in the transportation industry? How about more women as lumberjacks? How about more women in the construction industry? Or in anything, in any type of heavy manufacturing or any type of heavy equipment industry? Why don't we have more women welders? 90-something% of deaths in the workplace are men. Well, we need to even that out. How about more women fucking get killed on the workplace? Where's the equality in that? Exactly. Exactly. It's the beautiful idea. Men are more willing to work away from home. Women aren't. Women, and and this isn't a sexist thing. It's the reality of this situation. Women are the caregivers. They are more interpersonal connections with women. They love helping people much more than men do. That's why they typically are in a secretary position or in a nursing position, in a caregiving position.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the fields that women tend to gravitate towards. Yeah. It's not a bad thing. We need those people. Absolutely, we need those people. There are women that are amazing scientists. Yeah, we need those people. We need people that can follow their passion, that love what they do and want to do it. That is why watching Elon Musk, he is doing what he loves to do. I look at Jeff Bezos. You see his old interviews where he's telling his boss, like, hey, I have this idea. And his boss says to him, that'd be that's a great idea for someone that doesn't have a good job like you do already. And and he eventually said, no, I have to do this. I have to. No, but so it was just the basic idea of people they push towards something that, something that they love to do. And so in these cultures, well, they don't invent anything. Honestly, that's it. They do not invent anything. They don't push civilization forward. They truly don't. They stifle it. There's no incentive. And as maybe as crass and as something that people just don't want to hear. But people enjoy reward, whether it's monetary or praise, accolades, something to show that their life and their work has meaning, not just you're a cog in a machine. And it's so weird. We have such a push. Every dystopian novel, every dystopian movie that we watch, we go, holy shit. Can you imagine if that's where we went to? Like, I don't want to live in that world. And we're literally marching towards it. Fucking just da.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
Like every movie, like what? Like Judge Dredd, think of like Cyberpunk, Demolition Man, The Hunger Games.
Mad Max?
Yeah. Well, not really. But I mean, like,
we'll get there.
Well, but no, like, everything is controlled by big corporations. Even what was that shitty zombie movie? Was it Land of the Dead? The one where they had the tower and the zombies now could think, like, very crudely. Like, it's so dumb.
That was Day of the Dead. Yeah, I think it was Land of the Dead because I think it was the one after that or something. Second one or whatever. Yeah.
Well, because there's Night of the Living Dead and then Day of the Dead, the Dawn of the Dead,
I think it was
and
Land.
then there was another one.
I think it
Yeah.
was Land. Yeah.
But what was that? A big rich guy owned this building and ruled it like with an iron thumb, fist, foot, some appendage. But everyone goes like, hey, when the zombies came, yeah, it was really bad, but it was his own arrogance. And, he thought that he could control people. And when people finally say, I've had enough, and then it's like when the zombies come in and they fucking kill the guy. Mind you, spoiler alert, the movie's been out for like 20 years, so shut up. But when they finally, what was it, Green Pasture Estates or Emerald Estates? Something green-esque. I think, but so, like in all these movies, you see the corporatization where corporations run everything, and you have, the citizens are just serfs and they're just struggling to get by, while you see the aristocrats are doing, or as I like to call them, the aristocats, like to, they have lavish parties. Think of the Hunger Games where they're eating so much they were drinking Ipecac so that they could eat more. Like every single one of these, it's the corporate greed. Because in communist countries, not everyone is poor. That's what I don't understand. It's the elites, like they don't suffer. It's the citizenry that suffers. And we're charging along just willy-nilly. Yeah, let's relive every dystopian book, movie, novel, anything that's ever existed. Let's just fucking throw it in the blender.
Yeah.
All right. All right, you want to get on to this next one?
I don't know, do I? Yeah.
Oh, this lady is a
piece of work. I see you
probably
next
should have went the
Tuesday.
coat hanger. Should have got the coat hanger job, I think. But
Okay.
all right, so let's start with this first one. Where is it? A little
First?
video, and this isn't.
Do you have more than one?
No.
Okay.
Just the one. I mean, first segment. So, for anyone that hasn't heard, Libs of Tik Tok has been quite the prominent and becoming more and more prominent as time goes on, exposing teachers that are all too happy to talking about sex with children. Saying just the absolute scum of the world gets amplified on Libs of Tik. Like these same most of them should be put against a wall. That's just how it has to be. Sometimes you fucked up. When you're saying, hey, I groom children and that's a good thing, you're done, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with this. So this is an excerpt from an interview from a big fucking crybaby named Taylor Lorenz.
Taylor.
Big crybaby. What did I say?
Tyler. Or Tara.
Well, whatever.
Oh my god, I don't even know.
Whatever. Taylor. I don't. You know what? To be fair, she could be called. Oh, I can't say it.
All right, let's play.
All right. So this is just a little excerpt from an hour-long interview on MSNBC. So.
Okay.
Do you feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life? And it's so isolating and terrifying. It's horrifying. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so that is very emotional.
You feel like,
and I don't know if that's a dude or a chick, but I'm getting carpet muncher vibes. Oh my god, this is so perfect. Where I have it paused, she's like,
nice.
Shit! No, it started playing again.
Okay, so what is? Okay, So she's crying about information people could use.
About online harassment. So she was
Okay.
talking in this interview, and we'll continue on. So she's talking about people that were harassing her online. And if we go down, so we can scroll down, there's some of her tweets. So from like Katie Herzog, so online harassment is terrible and should never be tolerated unless it comes to my enemies, in which case it's fine. And Taylor says, I know you're joking, but doxing, stalking, trying to hurt and smear people's loved ones, threatening them, it's not okay in any situation. Remember those words, okay? Remember that. People on here who constantly stoke these politicized outrage campaigns want to dismiss it, but it shouldn't be dismissed. It has very real consequences. Absolutely agree.
Okay.
Yeah, so remember, online harassment. She actually developed PTSD and had, self-deletion thoughts.
Why? What
Here's
was she
another
being
one.
harassed about?
Oh, just online harassment, that she's not a good person. So, here's another tweet from her. If your segment or story on online harassment leads to even worse online harassment for your subjects, so the people that you are trying to portray, you fucked up royally and should learn how to cover these things properly before ever talking about them again. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I think one of the first the ethics of journalism is do no harm. That is what you were supposed to do in journalistic ethics. Is you do no harm. You don't expose people to harm. You're supposed to just give the information and let it be. Oh, from the Washington Examiner, journalist Taylor Lorenz breaks down in tears discussing horrifying online harassment. So here's just a couple sections. So Taylor Lorenz, a technology reporter, I don't know why technology reporter, but okay, said during an interview that aired on MSNBC's Meet the Press Daily on Friday that the harassment has given her severe PTSD. They'll threaten children. They'll threaten my parents. I've had to remove every single social tie. I have severe PTSD from this. I've contemplated suicide, and it got really bad. You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life, and it's so isolating.
Okay, well, question though. What is she being online bullied about that she's got PTSD about?
It was because she was talking about how she gets harassed online.
Okay.
So I don't think it was one particular instance, but this was like more of a catalyst of, okay, she's saying, oh, I'm harassed online. People are making fun of me, and they go after my friends and my family. And
Is this person somebody like in the media or in like a celebrity type person?
Well, she's a reporter. She's a reporter for the Washington Post.
Oh. Okay. All right. Now it's coming. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so to set this up a little bit. So what has been happening, and this came from the Post Millennial. So the Washington Post plans to dox. In fact, she did dox Libs of Tik Tok. Full on doxed her. And everyone knows the person that runs Libs of Tik Tok is a woman. Everyone knows that. But this Taylor Lorenz, and remember, they come after friends, family. They harass me. They dox me. They do all this stuff. Any little shred of information that is out there, they use against me. So what Taylor did was expose this person, names, full on in this article that was released by the Washington Post. Her name, her real estate license number, not just her name, her profession, where she lives, where her friends and family live. She asked her children for comments saying, do you support your mother doing this? So again, this is the same person that I'm harassed and and PTSD. I tried to find the strongest rope to hold my fucking weak mind.
Well, yeah, and she literally said doxing like should never be okay. And then that's exactly what she goes and does is doxes somebody. Wow.
Exactly.
Hypocrite.
That's the thing. That's where
Word of
people
the
like
day.
we don't care that you're a woman. And to be fair, I don't think anyone truly does. I don't think anyone cares that you're a woman. No, it has nothing to do with that. And she keeps using that. I'm a woman in media, so they come after me even more. No, that's just like on G4 TV with Frost Skurin, this fucking woke loser that says, I'm not here to be pretty on the eyes for you. Well, you're not. You look like you've been fucking neck deep in pussy for the past 10 years. Trust me, you're nothing great on the eyes. Your teeth are all fucked up. You have a fucking dyke haircut. You look like what I would assume a psycho lesbian would look like. That is what Frost Gurin looks like. And she went on this psycho rant about me being a woman and I'm not good in journalism and da-da-da. And then it was exposed you don't even like playing video games. It's Anita Sarkeesian all over again. I know you don't know who she is, but she started the Gamergate.
Oh,
That
okay.
that women aren't being represented in video games and women are only there to be pleasant on men's eyes. Nope. Some of the best female protagonists in history. Some of the best protagonists in video game history are women. Oh, isn't that crazy? Almost like when you give something a story that's interesting. Metroid. Samus is a woman. One of the best video games of all time. People still talk about it. Is a woman. Last of Us 1, not Last of Us 2. Naughty Dog, you done fucked up with number 2. Number 1, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, a lot of the Resident Evil games.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that one. Yeah.
They're all women. Like Resident Evil has some women and some men.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, it's a woman. Oh, this game sucks. Oh, get it out of here. But again, we can go into movies. We talked about it before. Terminator, Sarah Connor, one of the fucking best. Her and Aliens. Ripley are probably my two favorite protagonists, not male protagonists, just protagonists. Because their stories are believable. You buy into it. It's not, well, I don't have a vagina, so I don't get it. Oh, nothing to do with it. It's a compelling story. You could see the development, and you get invested in that character, regardless of what gender they are. But you see, she's going on and on about doxing, online harassment, and targeting me. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Well, from the post-millennial, so notorious cyberbully Taylor Lorenz, who went on MSNBC and wept ugly tears over getting mean tweets and nasty direct messages on Twitter, is apparently planning to dox the anonymous account holder Libs of Tik Tok. Additional reports have emerged that Lorenz showed up at the homes of relatives of the woman who runs the account in order to gain more information. So again, this has nothing to do with first rule, limiting harm.
Yeah.
Where's the benefit in this? Literally, where is the benefit in exposing who this person is?
She's that typical type of bully that they can dish it, but they can't take it. So,
How weird.
yeah.
How, if you go to our Twitter page, right? If you go there, shut up, Omar Algebra, you fucking Hey Arnold bitch. If you go to our Twitter page, I literally said she is the embodiment of she can dish it out, but she can't take it. She is the embodiment of it. So even here, so Lorenz reached out to Florida Press Secretary Christina Pushaw, Pusha. I don't know. Get a better name, like Smith. Don't you start barking. Find out more, Kim. I'm talking to you. Don't you start barking.
Sorry, I'll try to contain myself.
All right, Christina Pasha, to find out more about the anonymous user who routinely posts damning video clips from TikTok showing teachers promising to indoctrinate their students in gender identity and adult sexual lifestyles, or simply discriminating some of the horrors some of the horrors wrought by progressive ideologies on a generation of confused young adults who are trying desperately to align with an identity group that will have them. So you'll see. She's like I said, she's asking friends, asking family members, asking her kids if they support what she's doing. Why would you not just go to the person themselves? Why do you have to go after everyone else? Right. And it's one thing if it's like, hey, I'm investigating the Washington Post for corruption. Well, yeah, okay, you can kind of start somewhere. What are you doing? Oh my God, she's going crazy. She's going crazy on my fucking camera. But it's a threatening tone, like, and they do a lot of this type of questioning isn't, well, what are your thoughts on whatever? Hey, or is there a way that I can contact this person? Period. I would like them for comment. So, if I have the wrong address, I'm absolutely sorry, but you know what? Here's my business card. You're welcome to reach out to me anytime you want. No? Could be as simple as that.
I have the same issue even in, like, say, the online game that we play, Mech Warrior, right? Like, there is a certain person that I cannot stand, he who shall not be named. But it's the same with him too. Is like we're in games and he'll literally come at me and he'll sit there and bully you through the entire game. But then when I say out to him, like, if you have something to say, come say it to me. Like, just talk to me about it. Or if you have an issue, talk to me. Like, quit being so freaking toxic. And then in turn, he ends up getting one of the people in his unit to contact one of the other people in my unit and basically tell them. And then it gets back to me. And I'm like, seriously? Like, again? Like, you can't be man enough to just come talk to me yourself if there's an issue. Like, it's so ridiculous.
To be fair, Isaiah Kell probably should have fucking killed himself after his wife fucking left him, because the guy's a piece of shit human being.
I wasn't trying to say his name.
The thing is, I don't care. The dude is a fucking loser, straight. Like, there's no two ways about it. He is not a good human being. All he does is belittle people. He thinks he's above everyone else. Well, first off, you don't have a job. You were complaining for the longest time that you couldn't get employed, that you had PTSD and thoughts of suicide because you can't work. And then the one place that you feel you have power, you exert that as though you're like, to be fair, who gives a fuck if you're good at a video game? Cool. Good for you. Just like almost any other video game. I don't care. Outside of your little community, what are you? A nobody. That's all you are. A nobody. So I don't care. But he is Keeps
making your camera earthquake.
I know. But he's just a toxic nobody. But say Taylor Lorenz is in a position of power. This is someone saying, hey, if and here, if you scroll down a little bit, so she puts a message. This is to Christina Pasha, the press secretary for Florida. I'm a tech reporter at the Washington Post. We are running a story exposing the woman. Why exposing them? Behind the Libs of TikTok account. Our story mentions your many interactions with the account and praise of it. If you'd like to offer a comment, please let me know within the next hour. You can give me a ring on blah, blah, blah. So if you go to the next one, she wrongfully contacted other accounts. So this is what they do. They'll say, let's say if I was a journalist, Kim, and hey, I'm doing a story on, I don't know, wherever the fuck you work. I can't say where you work. Okay? But, well, to be fair, people are going to find it out anyways one day, so it doesn't really matter. But
they'll never know.
But hey, we're doing this story on, I don't know, what's in Safeway. We're doing a story on Safeway and the corruption that has been plaguing this business for years. I have the story goes live at 3 a.m. So you're welcome to. I would love to have your input. Here are a list of 10 or 20 questions, and if you could please get back to me as quick as you can. That's the type of shit they'll do.
Yeah.
Reese, get sake. An earthquake.
She looks antsy.
But they'll do that. She's looking at all the snow flying outside. No, but so they'll do this type of stuff. They'll put you in a position that, hey, I've heard rumors that Safeway has shown endorsement or is running advertisements on known right-wing extremists, on neo-Nazis, on fascists. What is Safeway's position on that? The story goes live at 3 a.m. The article will be written, so I'd love for your comment. They'll do shit. They'll do stuff like that. That's what they do. You can see another one here. Hi, blank. I'm just following up here. You've been mentioned as the administrator of Libs of Tik Tok account on Twitter, and I need to run my story in today. See, they gave you that very fast timeline. Is that your account? Please let me know ASAP because you're being implicated as starting a hate campaign against the LC. Holy shit. You see, that's what I'm talking about. You're being implicated. So do you want to defend yourself? What are your thoughts? And why are you not distancing yourself? If you're unaffiliated with the account, I want to be sure to set the record straight in the story. See? So it's just buckshot. It's just not buckshot, but it's just, it's a fucking birdshot everywhere. It's just shotgun pellets. Hit as much and inflict as much damage to everywhere as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So that's the type of stuff that a lot of journalist stories do, especially ones that are trying to push a very particular narrative. And this has happened time and time again. It just shows the low standard that this type of person has.
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't want to be implicated in it, would you like to give a comment? All right, so I have this little excerpt here from, this was in the Post Millennial, or in the Washington Examiner, sorry. Lorenz came on show during a segment covering a study conducted by New York University Center for Social Media and Politics and found that 1/3 of women under 35 are victims of online harassment. The study also determined, check this out, listen to how much of a piece of shit this woman is, that online hate against Lorenz increased by as much as 144% after journalist Glenn Greenwald chastised her for claiming he was not a real journalist last August after attacking Lorenz's mental health. Bullshit, no he didn't, because she was saying that he was that he wasn't able to do his job and he wasn't good at it and he's just, misframing, all this type of crap. And all he said was, oh, PTSD from this? Come on.
I mean, I don't know. It's so typical. Like when you have those people that will sit there and bully somebody else, whether it's verbally, physically, whatever, they'll sit there and bully somebody else. But then when things get turned around, they can't take it. It's like they're the biggest drama queens about it. And it's just like, okay, dude, you're going to dish it out, learn how to freaking grow some cojones and take it back.
Welcome to anonymity on the internet. People say irrehensible shit. I say irrehensible.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm not even the worst.
No, you're not.
Like that's the thing. People that I have no respect, and you've just shown over and over and over again that you are not a good human being. Yeah, I'm going to say whatever. Oh, I'm not wearing that shirt. I will say what everyone else is thinking. I'll call it out. Oh,
Yeah.
no, but this is activism journalism. Activism, journalists, people that don't actually contribute everything, just look at inflicting damage. You know, it's the same thing with the Covington kids. It's the same thing with the convoy. It's the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse. Over and over. Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, where they spin a narrative. They try to, paint it a very particular way so that you hate it. And they'll expose people. Well, this person, why did you donate to the Freedom Convoy when they're right-wing extremists and they're attempting to overthrow the government? Like, whoa, what? They're overthrowing the government? No, I want nothing to do with that. Absolutely, I disavow that.
Yeah.
And then they selectively write, him, who was a Freedom Convoy supporter, showed support in overthrowing the government, which, after learning, has decided to retract her support. But yet you leave out, did you ever see that thing with Jordan Peterson and Vice, the article that Vice did on him?
No, I didn't.
He did it was like an hour-long interview with him, and the editing they did. They edited questions and answers in after the fact. So it could be like, Kim, what are your thoughts on women in the workplace? Or what are your thoughts on women in the workplace? And so you'd give your answer. And then they would fill in a different question to that. It was
That's
super
shady.
it was super, super deceptive. It was absolutely edited that way to make Jordan Peterson look. It was a hit job. 100% it was a hit job. And it was a lot of, so you're saying blah, blah, blah. It was like, over and over they kept trying to, it just became confrontational. It was and at some point it stopped being an interview, and the guy I think it was a guy. I say that genuinely. It was like some Asian person. I don't know if they were like trans or whatever. But I encourage you, go watch that video, the selected edit, and then the full interview. Because then you realize what a piece of shit that interviewer is. And this is like Taylor Lorenz. I'm going to expose them. Oh, this is the highlight of your career. Not how Jeff Bezos and Washington Post have been, colluding with the government. Oh no, not that. Don't piss off your boss.
Nope, the Libs of Tik Tok.
Yeah, some lady that just does this, who has more of a pull in terms of exposing this shit than any other news corporation out there.
Yeah,
it has more political or societal swing. But yeah, all right.
well, I think it's kind of funny that she's crying about people being hypocrites. About, you're doing an interview on this, but then you're doing that, and she's crying about that, and yet she's doing the exact same thing. She's crying being the victim, and yet she's a bully herself.
If not worse, because she has the Washington Post behind her. She has that name. Libs of TikTok isn't some news organization. She literally just takes stuff off of TikTok, reposts it on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's it. She doesn't give political commentary. She doesn't show her face. But the thing is, she's just saying, hey, I just want to show this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a public figure. And people are saying, well, because she runs this account, obviously it's a public interest. No, it's not. And it honestly isn't.
No,
You're forcing. It's the same thing with the Covington kids. Don't
Oh, there's another earthquake.
God damn it, Calgary! I didn't know Calgary had earthquakes, but apparently.
So many.
But you seem like with the Covington kids, they had Sandman's face plastered all over it, and look at this smug little kid, and what was it? Who's that fucking soulless ginger comedian? Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Fucking dog. Reese, come. Jesus. But she was saying, I like dox him. I want his name. All this stuff. And then what happens? Oh, crackhead junkie. What was it? Whatever Phillips, Nathan Phillips, approached him and was bringing hey, eyes up here, was banging a native drum in his face. And the kid's like, hi. But they made it sound. They immediately painted, look, this is the face of white supremacy. Look at that smug. Oh, I'd love to punch the smugness off his face. All that stuff. So it wasn't limiting harm. It was actively trying to get this person, deplatformed, harassed.
Yeah.
And it was like a 16-year-old kid.
Yes.
And they doxed him, but this is why, this is why I have such a hard time following mainstream media. They do stuff like this all the time.
Yeah.
It ain't the first time.
No, there's too many hypocrites out there. There's too many people who are literally just doing things to fit whatever kind of narrative they want to put out there. If they want Jordan Peterson to seem like a racist piece of shit, they're going to alter it to make him seem like a racist piece of shit. It was the same with everybody else that's literally in the public eye, whether you're the president, a celebrity, whatever. It's exactly what they do.
Yeah, no, and it's you see this time and time again, like when we brought up like the fact checking. They very conveniently leave out parts, or they edit in things. Like when we looked up the Freedom Convoy, was it mostly peaceful? And they said partly false. So that's what people are going to see. Well, it wasn't totally false, even though the Ottawa police had no reports of violence. We can't be sure. Well, Ottawa police are saying it.
Well, the only thing that was partly false about the claim was the number of trucks that were in the actual convoy. That's the only thing that was false about it. So then they labeled it as partly false. Everything else was fact. It was just the number of the amount of truckers that were there was inaccurate. That's all.
Yeah. So they said at the so-called, at the Canadian or the Ottawa protest, were there any acts of violence during the 100,000 truck protest? Yeah. Everything else, no, there was no instances of violence. Only altercation was police trying to take gasoline away from one of the protesters there. And they didn't include the 1,500 reports from the protesters of people slashing vehicles or slashing tires, smashing windows. They also didn't bring up the Ottawa police that they intentionally rolled down people's windows, let all their equipment get wet, breaking stuff. They were walking through just smashing windows, slashing tires. That was the Ottawa police. That was the Ottawa police doing that.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
So, weird. The only instance of actual violence was from the Ottawa police itself.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else, my love?
No, I am struggling, trying to stay awake right now. I don't know if I keep putting my head down because I can't even hold in the yawns. So sorry about that. Right. Like I said, I got out of bed just to do this podcast. So forgive me if anyone's noticed me looking a little loopy or tired here. Well, I got COVID, so it's gonna be a thing. Do you love my sexy raspy voice though? And that laugh. So hot. Anyway.
Oh, weird.
What?
Mr. Hey Arnold himself. Hello, Yellowknife. I am excited to be here for tomorrow's announcement on tackling climate change and creating a clean economy. As nothing, they don't talk about nuclear again until they do. Their first response, the top response, you realize that the elders of the North have been tackling climate change tracking climate change for decades. Their findings don't mesh with the woke narrative. So you'll waste more money so that you can tax us more for something we can't control. Thanks.
Yeah.
Aye.
So
See,
good.
again, it's all right, whatever. All right, let's get out of here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your day to come sit with us and hear some things that we have to say about what's going on in the world today. Don't forget, you can check us out in all the places that's going to be listed in the description box below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Maybe help me make me feel a little better. Hit the subscribe button. It'll give me warm fuzzies inside when I see the numbers grow. Other than that, I hope to see you guys on Friday. Hopefully, if I don't get worse. Yeah. So hope everyone's had a great week. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and stay healthy. Bye, guys. Babies. She looked like the perfect time.